Hello everyone, the Army of Otters here, and welcome back to Unexplored Halo. Today we're going to be checking out the Halo 3 mission, Floodgate. Now this might be one of the easiest and fastest missions in all of Halo. But despite that, there's still some interesting things, secrets, skulls, and stuff that we can find. So let's waste no more time. Welcome to Unexplored Halo. Let's jump into it. Now, Floodgate is essentially the storm just in reverse, and we have to fight the Flood instead of the Covenant. This is our first introduction to the Flood in Halo 3. Now, right at the beginning, we can get the one and only skull on this mission, the Fog Skull. There is a Flood combat form carrying the skull, and you have to kill it at the right angle. That angle wasn't good, this angle was better, and if you kill him properly, the skull will just fall down to the ground. If you can't get it, just try reloading your save, and it's pretty easy. Now, the next thing of interest is an Easter egg right here at the beginning. If you jump in this little cubby, we can find a missing persons poster for Jason Jones, who is a co-founder of Bungie. It reads, "This is the second notice issued for Jason Jones, whom was last seen in Void and the New Mombasa Badlands after the Covenant invasion in 2552. If you have any information on this individual, please contact the local authorities or call any of the numbers below to file new information on this case." So obviously just kind of a funny little Easter egg here, and you can just keep on going. This is also viewable in the mission The Storm. Now, after your first encounter with the Covenant, there's actually a map exit glitch using this kind of platform here and the fence. Now, this jump is a little bit awkward at first, but essentially, as you start to fall off this little cage, jump, crouch, hold forward, and you'll go up on the fence. After that, you'll kind of float off into the air, and eventually you can exit the map. Now, unfortunately, there really isn't much we can do in this little area. Eventually, you will fall to the ground like so, and then you're free to explore around. The buildings here have no hit detection, as you can see, but there are invisible walls preventing us from going any further, which is a bit disappointing. Now, like many other things, this glitch can be replicated on the mission The Storm. However, you can actually exit that on The Storm. On Floodgate, you have to kill yourself. It's not possible to leave. Now, after that, this Marine sometimes will become infected, even if there's no spores that get on him, like that happened here. Other times, it is possible to save him. Now, as we move to the next area, you'll notice a Flamethrower Marine up on the platform like that, but he dies. However, he actually dies of a heart attack. If you look here, he shoots his flamethrower into the sky for some reason, and then he just dies. So it's not possible to rescue him no matter what. Now, just a little interesting tidbit. In the next area, we have a Cortana cutscene, or Cortana scene, where the game really slows down. It's a little bit annoying if you're trying to get through the level fast. Obviously, if you're here for the story, it's perfectly fine. But this Cortana cutscene is actually pretty darn easy to skip. This time, come up here, jump on this weapons crate, throw a grenade at the bottom of the next crate, and you should fall in through the door, and you can skip the Cortana scene, which is kind of useful if you're trying to get through this level fast. Now, in the next part, we can find a Marine who witnessed some horrific things. Let's see what he has to say.
Sergeant, they were all infected! I can see it crawling, sliding around beneath their skin. Oh. And then they got up, started to talk. Oh God, their voices. Oh God, no, make them stop.
Now, this Marine has a very big resemblance to the Marine we encounter in Halo 1 in the mission 343 Guilty Spark. Both are suicidal. However, this Marine will not shoot you. The Marine in Halo 1 will. Now, as we move on to the next part, we can actually skip this entire area by doing a bit of a trick. Now, you can use deployable covers in Halo to launch yourself long distances. To do this, you want to look directly at the ground, jump, hold forward a little bit. At the apex of your jump, crouch, then throw the deployable cover on your way down. Keep crouching and then move forward slightly. Now, if you get the angle perfect, you can actually launch yourself in this door. That last attempt by me was probably the best attempt I did. I'm not very good at it, but some players are very good with that trick. and very consistent. Now as we get to this next area, I wanted to point out that there is another map exit glitch here. This one's a pretty big vacation, and it's pretty easy to do. You just need a deployable cover, which is on the other side of these crates that you're looking at, so it's always here. Push one of these crates to the bottom of these bigger crates, and at the top, get hit by your friend because he's a dick, and then put your deployable cover right underneath this other container. And after that, we can jump up to the second container, and from here, we can actually get out of the map really easily. You can just jump across to the other side on this little like ledge, and then from there you can just follow me in order to exit the map, and you have a pretty big area to explore. However, unfortunately, there are kill barriers and there are invisible walls, so I recommend doing this with a friend in case you accidentally die. That way you can just spawn next to your friend. As you can see here, at this part, just kind of hold up, and you'll slowly work your way off this ledge. And once you're up here, you're pretty much free to go. You can just follow this path that I show you to be safe. That way you don't accidentally die. But pretty easy glitch to do, and you have a really large area to explore outside of the map. Now, I don't know how the Halo community works as well as the Fallout community, but this vacation had no mention on the wiki page. However, the vacations I did in Sierra 117 in my first Unexplored Halo video were on the Sierra 117 wiki page. So I don't know why this one isn't, if there is a certain reason for that, why it's not listed under glitches. I really don't know, but there is still definitely a vacation on this map. There's probably two if you consider the first one I showed you, a vacation, although that one is a lot smaller, of course. You can't go very far. Up here, we can explore what would or what should be the crashed, flood-infected ship. And you can go pretty far and go down even, but do be careful, like I said, because you might accidentally die. And also from up here, you can get some pretty magnificent views of the portal. As you can see, my friend died there. But you can get some pretty magnificent views of the portal that leads to the Ark off in the distance, which is pretty cool. I remember when I was very young, I took me and my friends here, and we took a lot of pictures and stuff, because, you know, we were kids, and that was cool back then. Anyways, I just wanted to point out that off in the distance, you can often see trees. However, the trees are unfortunately not accessible, and also you can find these really bright colored areas, and this is pretty common of Halo 3 vacations. I don't know why the map looks like this, why it looks like a freaking sun, but yeah, it's here, so I just thought I would go ahead and point it out. Also, if you aim or get your location right, you can actually jump into the final section of the level from up here. Now, this level is really easy, so it doesn't really have any practical use, but if you were really struggling on legendary difficulty, I guess, you could, in theory, use this glitch to circumvent the final area. However, it's more of a long cut, and the only point in using it would be you don't have to fight anyone. But there I accidentally died. Anyways, as we move into the final area of the level, normally this area is pretty just dialogue driven, but there are these elite ultra forms, and if you push them down in this hole, you can actually get them infected by the flood. And fun fact, this is the only instance in all of Halo 3 in which we can create elite ultra combat forms. It's not possible anywhere else in the game. If you shoot the flood spores up here on the left, the little guys will come flying out, and they can infect the two elites that I knocked down here. Now, there are more bodies, so if you want to spend a lot of time doing this, you could create like 4 or 5 elite ultra combat forms. Now, since these guys are kind of not supposed to be here, their AI is a little bit glitchy. Sometimes they don't attack. I shot off this guy's arms. I shot off both arms, and then he committed suicide. Very sad. But the other elite was just kind of hanging out, chilling, taking a bath in the water, and then he decided to punch me. But yeah, something kind of cool, kind of interesting that you can do. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed Unexplored Halo as we checked out Floodgate. Floodgate is a really short mission, and it's more of a narrative or story-driven mission than it is gameplay. I know, at least when I did this mission on Legendary, I was shocked how easy it was. Nonetheless, it's still a really fun mission within Halo 3, even if it is a bit easy. Alright guys, if you have any recommendations for future videos or future ideas, please post them in the comments section below. I plan to make more Halo videos because my first video was kind of successful. So I hope you stay tuned for more in the future. And as always, until next time.